What if I told you that the same type of sugar molecule that makes up your DNA could be the key to regrowing your hair? Scientists just accidentally discovered that rubbing a simple sugar gel on bald skin triggered something incredible: thick, robust hair growth in just weeks, and this wasn't supposed to happen. Hair loss affects up to 40% of people worldwide. Whether you're a man noticing your hairline creeping back, or a woman seeing your part getting wider, hereditary hair loss, also called androgenic alopecia, is incredibly common and frustrating. For decades we've only had two FDA-approved treatments: minoxidil, which you might know as Rogaine, and finasteride, known as Propecia. But these don't work for everyone, and they come with side effects that range from annoying to genuinely concerning. But in 2024, researchers at the University of Sheffield and Comsats University in Pakistan stumbled onto something extraordinary while studying wound healing. And I mean literally, this discovery was a complete accident. Today we're diving into how a naturally occurring sugar that's already in your body could revolutionize hair loss treatment. Let's unpack this breakthrough. So, how does a team of scientists accidentally discover a hair growth treatment? Well, it starts with a sugar called deoxyribose. Now you might recognize that name. Deoxyribose is the D in DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. It's literally one of the building blocks of your genetic code. This sugar forms the backbone of the famous double helix structure. The research team was studying whether applying deoxyribose gel to skin wounds could help them heal faster. They were testing this on mice, carefully documenting the healing process, but then they noticed something weird. Around the treated wounds, the fur was growing back faster and thicker than in the untreated mice. A lot faster. This was not what they were looking for. But that's the beauty of science. Sometimes the most important discoveries happen when you're looking for something else entirely. Think about it like this. Imagine you're trying to fix a squeaky door and you notice that the oil you're using also makes your old wooden floor shine like new. You weren't looking for a floor polish, but suddenly you found one. The team was intrigued. If this sugar gel could accelerate fur regrowth in mice, could it work for treating baldness? They decided to dig deeper. To understand why this sugar gel works, we need to understand what's happening when you lose your hair in the first place. Each strand of hair grows from a follicle, a tiny pocket in your skin. At the base of that follicle is the hair bulb, which is basically the root of your hair. This bulb is fed by tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients. In hereditary hair loss, hormones, specifically testosterone and its derivative called dihydrotestosterone or DHT, cause these follicles to shrink over time. The blood supply weakens, the follicle gets smaller, and eventually, it produces thinner and thinner hair until it stops producing hair altogether. It's like trying to water a plant through a straw that keeps getting narrower. Eventually, the plant doesn't get enough water to survive. Now here's where the deoxyribose gel comes in. When the researchers tested it on male mice with testosterone-induced hair loss, they found something remarkable. In just 20 days of daily application, the treated areas showed 80 to 90% hair regrowth. The new fur wasn't just any fur, it was long, thick, and robust. The gel worked just as well as minoxidil, the current gold standard treatment. But why does it work? The researchers found that around the treated areas, there was a significant increase in blood vessels and skin cells. The deoxyribose seems to promote angiogenesis. That's the formation of new blood vessels. More blood vessels mean more blood supply to those shrunken hair follicles. And as the lead researcher Dr. Sheila McNeil explained, the better the blood supply to the hair bulb, the larger its diameter, and the more hair growth. Think of it like jump-starting a dying battery. The hair follicle still has the machinery to make hair, it just needs the energy supply restored. The deoxyribose gel appears to rebuild that supply line. So, we have a sugar gel that works as well as minoxidil. Why is that a big deal? Well, let's talk about the current options and their limitations. Minoxidil has been around since the 1980s. It works by widening blood vessels and opening potassium channels in cells, which can stimulate hair growth. You apply it to your scalp twice a day, every day. It works for some people, but definitely not everyone. The problem? It only works while you're using it. Stop using it, and within months any regrown hair falls out. Plus, it can cause scalp irritation, unwanted facial hair growth if it drips, and it's just inconvenient. Twice a day, every day, forever. Then there's finasteride, the oral medication. It works by blocking the enzyme that converts testosterone to DHT. Remember, that's the hormone that shrinks hair follicles. Finasteride works better than minoxidil for many people, with 80 to 90% of male patients seeing results. But here's the catch. It's only approved for men, and it comes with some concerning side effects. We're talking about sexual dysfunction, testicular or breast pain, reduced libido, and even links to depression. For some men, these side effects persist even after stopping the medication. That's not a trade-off everyone is willing to make. So where does the deoxyribose gel fit in? Well, it's a naturally occurring sugar that your body already produces and uses. It's the same molecule that makes up part of your DNA. In the mouse studies, the gel was non-toxic and biodegradable. The researchers designed it to break down naturally without causing harm. And because it works by improving blood supply, rather than messing with hormones, it might avoid the hormonal side effects that plague finasteride. Here's another exciting possibility. The researchers suggest this could work for anyone experiencing hair loss, not just men with male pattern baldness, women with hereditary hair loss, people who've lost their hair to chemotherapy, even those who want to regrow eyebrows or lashes. The gel doesn't discriminate based on the cause of hair loss, because it's targeting the fundamental problem, blood supply to the follicles. Now, before you start Googling where to buy deoxyribose gel, we need to pump the brakes a little. This research is promising, but it's still very early stage. First, these studies were only conducted on male mice. Mice are not humans. Our biology is similar in many ways, but not identical. What works spectacularly in mice sometimes fails in human trials. The researchers themselves emphasize this. Dr. McNeil said, "The research we have done is very much early stage, but the results are promising and warrant further investigation." So what needs to happen before this could be available to you? Several things. Number 1, human clinical trials. The gel needs to be tested on actual people with hair loss to see if it's both safe and effective. This typically happens in phases, starting with a small group to test safety, then expanding to test effectiveness, and finally large-scale trials, comparing it to existing treatments. Number 2, long-term safety data. The mouse study only lasted 20 days. We need to know what happens if you use this for months or years. Are there any long-term effects? Does it keep working or do you build up resistance? Number 3, regulatory approval. If the trials go well, the treatment would need approval from bodies like the FDA in the United States or the EMA in Europe. This process can take years. So, realistically, even if everything goes perfectly, we're probably looking at several years before this could be available as an over-the-counter or prescription treatment. But here's why this is still incredibly exciting. The mechanism is different from existing treatments. If deoxyribose works by promoting blood vessel growth, it could potentially be combined with treatments like minoxidil or finasteride for even better results. In fact, the researchers tested this combination in mice, though it didn't show dramatically better results than either treatment alone. But that was in mice. Human biology might respond differently. Plus, this opens up a whole new avenue of research. If one naturally occurring sugar can promote hair growth, are there others? Could we fine-tune the formula to make it even more effective? The key takeaway is this: we've identified a promising new approach to treating hair loss that works through a completely different mechanism than current treatments. That's genuinely exciting for the millions of people dealing with hair loss. Let's recap what we've learned today. Scientists accidentally discovered that a sugar gel made from deoxyribose, the same sugar in your DNA, can trigger robust hair regrowth in mice with pattern baldness. The gel works by promoting blood vessel formation around hair follicles, essentially restoring the supply line that feeds your hair growth. It performed just as well as minoxidil in mouse studies, with 80 to 90% regrowth in just 20 days. What makes this particularly exciting is that it's a naturally occurring non-toxic substance that works through a different mechanism than existing treatments. It could potentially help everyone from men with male pattern baldness to women with hereditary thinning to chemotherapy, patients regrowing their hair. But we're still in the early stages. Human trials are needed before this can become a real treatment option. That said, this discovery represents exactly what we need in hair loss research: new approaches, new mechanisms, and new hope. The fact that this was an accidental discovery reminds us that sometimes the best breakthroughs happen when we're curious enough to follow unexpected results. That wound healing experiment led somewhere no one predicted, and potentially millions of people could benefit. Science is full of these happy accidents, from penicillin to post-it notes. This might just be the next one. What do you think? Would you try a sugar gel for hair regrowth if it made it to human trials? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video fascinating, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Mind and Marvel for more incredible science breakthroughs explained simply. Thanks for watching, and keep marveling at the science that shapes our world.